Hey everyone, welcome back, or welcome if you're new. If you love flip throughs from the past month, then make sure to stay tuned. So today I'm going to be sharing a flip through of January in my Hobonichi Cousin. I'm going into my third year in the Hobonichi Cousin, and I feel like every year I kind of discover something new that I just love doing, or I'm inspired by other people within the community that I try to integrate within my planning, but also making it my own planning style, which is, I gotta say, probably one of the most fun things about being a part of this community. So one of the big things is that I did change my cover. I started 2024 with this Galen leather cover. It's either Galen leather or Gallon leather. I've actually had this cover for a couple of years now, so this is not a brand new cover. I just decided to reuse it this year. But then the Bujo planner, Maria, she gifted me this beautiful cover. I don't know the colors, but I know that she has them listed on her Instagram. I'll be sure to put her handle right here. But she gifted me this gorgeous cover. It's like this beautiful black. I mean, you can just see, oh my gosh. And then this sort of champagne, like suede leather feeling. I don't know, it's just sparkly and gorgeous. I did opt for like the more rugged edge pocket there. So yeah, I did change my cover. I really like it. I'm using this pen loop. Did not come with a pen loop, but I am using a pen loop I got it from Jet Pens. I don't know the brand off the top of my head, so I apologize. But the one thing about this cover though is that I could not fit my clear cover that was on my Hobonichi, so I just kind of have it over in a drawer for now until I switch covers again, because again, that's kind of like how I like my planner to feel fresh and new, is by changing up the cover. Nothing changed on the outside. Let's go to the month view. I did not figure out what to do with this year in pixels page, so it may never get used. Here is my month view. I did use a Coffee Monsters Co. kit. I love her monthly kits. In fact, I have my February one really within arm's reach. We're already a couple of days into February, and I'm very behind on setting up my month view, but I'm going to get to it this weekend. It just, is what it is. I was a little under the weather, and then we went out of town, but this is how it's looking. I really just put appointments, meetings, like book club meeting. I had a nail appointment. We had a flooring appointment. I love putting the wacky holidays that Coffee Monsters Co. includes. Not really includes. I think you can order the holidays separate, but I like adding them in because I just love it. So that's how the month view looks. Let's jump over to the weeks. The weekly view has probably been my absolute favorite. The way that I'm doing it, I really, really love it. Now, did I plan every single week? No, I did not. 2024 is all about embracing some blank pages in here. May I fill them in or backfill them in at a later point? Probably. So this is how the week view looks in here. I did not use a kit this week, just used a lot of like emojis, a little icons, things like that. Tried to do some time blocking. Following week, kind of did the same. I actually got my Salam Creative order in, so I used like the washi and then some of their icons along with Coffee Monsters Co. and Once More with Love. This is generally the format that I just really love, and that really proves to be the most functional for me and how I'm currently planning. You guys know my planning style just kind of evolves, as a lot of things do in life, and this is what's working for me right now. I am thoroughly and completely obsessed with Helen's Today stickers. That is not my lettering. I could probably do it, but at this size, probably not. Then into the third week, kind of more of the same. This was the week that we had like that really freaking cold weather. There was like nothing happening this weekend, hence why it is blank. If you watch this plan with me, I kind of put this washi together from like the Seasons washi. I know I'm calling it the wrong thing. I don't know the names of all the washis. I don't know how anyone can remember them all, but anyway, Coffee Monsters Co. has this really cool washi with like all 4 seasons, and I just cut out the warmer seasons and made it like all winter because I typically don't buy winter things living in Texas or even when we lived in Georgia. So I did purchase that washi a while ago, and I was like, this is going to be perfect. And I just kind of put it together. Again, just something really simple. A blank week. I really do need to go back and fill this in because I do want to do that. But I think that this week just got really, really busy for me. I did share this over on my Instagram, and this was actually the week that I started a new job, which I am super, super excited about. But as you know, whenever you start something new, it just kind of throws a wrench in your schedule. And I was really, really focused on like our family routines and our home routines because it is a hybrid role. So in jumping into this new role, I was in the office a lot more than in my previous role. So I'm definitely going to fill this in because I want to. And luckily I have my A6 daily to reference as far as what was going on day to day. And that makes it super easy to come back here and fill in those pages and have it look more like this. I just need to find the free time to actually make that happen. And here we are in the current week. So the last week of January headed into February. This is definitely another week that I have to backfill because over this weekend and the first couple of days of this week, I ended up getting super sick, which is like the worst timing ever when you start a new job, but it's like par for the course for me, right? I was suddenly around a whole bunch of people and I had been home for like months working remotely, and legitimately, like we were all like, and we were literally all just joking about how I had suddenly come into contact with civilization, and of course I got sick. So I also have some back sort of like memory keeping to do because we were out of town Thursday and Friday. Luckily, I was able to go to the doctor like Tuesday afternoon, and I was immediately put on antibiotics and steroids and felt amazing by Thursday by the time we left. I didn't sound amazing, like I still had like all the raspiness going on. It was kind of funny. But that's how that week turned out. And yeah, I just got to fill in a couple of things and we will be done with January. Let's hop over to the dailies because that is probably my favorite part right now in the Hobonichi. Like I love the weeklies, I love the monthly, but the real meat of this planner for me is in the dailies. So for January, what I'm probably going to do, at least for like the remainder of the year, is on this title page will be where my journal prompts will go. I am following journal prompts from the Coffee Monsters Co. She has them posted on her website. That's what she said for January. I believe that's how it's still going. So I'm probably just going to put 3 to 5 goals like I did here. And I actually did do all of these, focused on a lot of habits and routines, meal planning and meal prepping, and I did a huge digital declutter. Huge. It was just exactly what I needed. And for full transparency, I probably shouldn't have checked that off just yet because I still need to deal with the photos and videos on my phone. I don't know why that's such a daunting task. You'll have to let me know if that's something that you also struggle with, but I have to deal with all of 2023, all of my photos and videos for last year, and I genuinely don't want to do it. But what I did here was with the Coffee Monsters Co. journal prompts, I shrunk it down, I want to say to like 60%, and printed it on vellum. I don't know why my obsession with vellum just continues on, but I like that it sort of just blends into this paper because this paper isn't like 100% like bright white. It's also not yellow like the weeks. But I feel like the vellum just kind of lets that paper come through, and I just like how it looks. For the first of the year, I think I shared this before, I did the Document Your Life that was shared from Claire from online. What I typically do if you are new here and if I have taken inspiration or an idea from someone else, I usually write their handle down at the bottom. This way when I am filming these videos, I remember to give proper credit to that person. And you can find this over on her page as well. Second of the year, I probably have this covered up for a reason. I don't have a lot covered up in my journal, but if I do, it's for good reason. Yay, boundaries. Okay, the format that I started off with was kind of doing the prompt up here and then just kind of journaling throughout the day. What I started off with was really using my TWSBI Echo. Someone always corrects how I pronounce this pen. It is what it is. It's a fountain pen. I like this pen. I got it in the fine, and I've heard this from a lot of people because I mentioned it before, but the fine isn't writing so fine. I'm not mad at it, but it's not what I expected it. It's definitely writing like a lot more bold in my opinion. So I don't know how I feel about it. Do I still love it? Absolutely. Did I jump in and try other pens? I sure did. I had a lot to say at the beginning of the year. I think I was just really like, okay, I want to journal all the things. And I did. I really, really loved doing the prompts. I loved just kind of, you know, experimenting with the white Jelly Roll pen and some black marker. I had a great time with that. This is probably my favorite page just because it has the little coffee cup on it. Did a really cool page where I took like the tops of the receipts of different places that we went to and a weekly recap. Love these. Just kind of added really fun memes that kind of described the week because it was a wild first week of 2024. There was like the Cat Williams interview, people fighting over Stanley Cups, and the kids at Sephora controversy. If you don't know what I mean, then you probably haven't spent a couple minutes over on TikTok. So there's that. I think I got this idea from Helen to kind of add in like a smaller page and like tip it in. You guys know my favorite for the last few months now has been, and I do have this linked in my Amazon shop, it's the Zig two-way glue pen. If you don't have this in your life, I don't know what you're doing because it makes tipping in pages and just other journaling things 1,000 times easier. So what I've been doing is I have this extra Hobonichi A5 notebook. So if I want to tip something in, I will literally just like tear it out of this page, cut it down to the size that I want, because that way it's still on Tomoe River paper, and then I tip it in with my glue pen. And in this instance, I just added some of the washi. I say some very loosely. I went overboard on washi this month, and it was not intended, not planned, not part of the budget, but here I am. Here I am. All of a sudden, washi's making a comeback in my life. So there's that. Yeah, and just continue to journal. Some days I would just write the prompts. I may go back and fill these in, but I didn't. I did get some new Tombow markers. It was giving lots of spring vibes. And I really, really love a lot of these colors. I've actually used them quite a bit in my A6 for my daily. And then not every page is filled in 100%. I got another washi order and left myself a lovely note to not buy any more washi. Will I stick to that? I'm not so sure. Here was the end of that week with all of the, actually the beginning of the week, because it started like kind of late over the weekend into Monday. And then I just did another little weekly recap and also going over how absolutely freezing it was and everyone making fun of us. And then I got this idea for this layout from Jen Boom Creates. I love her pages and how she has it kind of broken up. I tried it for a couple of days and didn't 100% stick with it, mainly because I'm doing to-do lists in my A6, and I found it hard to keep up with repeating things in between different planners. So you'll see that I tried it here on the 17th and on the 18th, and I don't think I continued much past that. It was kind of funny because I wrote here that the word of the day was offer, and it was really because we not only, I think we listed our house in Missouri that Monday and got an offer that Thursday, so it was only on the market a couple of days, but it was also the day that I got not one, not two, but 3 job offers. And I was like, what is happening? I was just kind of in the phase, like career-wise, of, you know, we can either stay doing what we're doing or we can try something new. And I just kind of put my resume out there, and it It was crazy. That's all I'm gonna say. Hence why the day, the week, and the month word for this journaling prompt was long, hectic, and chaotic. But by that Friday, I did make a decision. I got this really cute note. I say I think this is included in all the orders, but damn, this made me feel special and I thought it was cute. But I got an order from, is it LA Florals? I think is the name of the shop. Anyway, on sticker paper, Lauren, the shop owner, includes this cute note, and I was like, that has to go in my planner. So because it came on like a shipping label sticker, I just stuck it in here and then kind of did the journaling off to the side because I was like, it's eating up the whole page, but I absolutely loved it. Then I hope you guys might have seen this, but I did do a journal with me a couple videos back, kind of going over how I put this all together, and I still have to find some pink paper, which, speaking of, I did find this cute little like magazine clipping of like Valentine's cookies, so I may just fill it with that. I don't know. I've been trying to get more clippings out of magazines to help with like the journaling situation and kind of change things up, but I do like how this page turned out. Got a couple of Post-its, having a little, you know, mentee bee kind of day, and just needed to put the words out on paper. So again, one of my biggest pieces of advice, if I could give, is to, and I want to make sure I'm saying this as sensitively as possible, is not to curate your planner for the eyes of others, right? So I think what I'm saying is, like, when you have hard things going on, journal about it if you can. And don't worry about it being put on the internet, because one, you're in no way obligated to share your pages on the internet. And if you choose to, do this. Cover it up, because you're in no way obligated to share the things that you do put on these pages. So while I'm sharing this page, it doesn't mean I have to share this page. I hope that makes sense, because I know it makes people very nervous to journal, because then they feel like they have to share their journal, which you don't. And then they feel like when they do share their journal, they have to share everything. And again, you don't. You don't have to do anything that you do not want to. And you can cover up 100% of your planner if you want to. If all you ever saw was the washi tape on here, then that's all you're ever going to see. And I get a lot of messages from people saying, you know, how do you share your planner? I only share the pages that I'm comfortable sharing. And so even when I am doing these, you know, flip throughs of my month views, I am very aware of the pages that I'm sharing, and it's what I choose to share. I hope that made sense, and I hope that allows you to write more freely in your journal if that's a journey or a path that you're on. If you're constantly always worrying, well, what are other people going to see? Well, what other people, right? Because it really just needs to stay in your immediate bubble. It never has to see the light of day of the internet. Okay, there's that. So on to the next page, I just shared, you know, how my like day one went at work, more journaling that I was trying to keep up with. I've been sharing like my morning, like get ready with me, like playlist. I just usually put on some like 90s hip hop, and I've just been sharing like whatever song like really was like, oh my God, I love that. Over on my Instagram stories. I haven't been able to keep up with it every day, but it's been really fun. And someone told me I needed to create like a get ready with me Spotify playlist. And I honestly think I'm just going to keep like a running list of the songs that I share, probably somewhere in one of the blank pages, and maybe create a Spotify list from there. To be honest, I don't even know how to create a Spotify playlist. So there's that. And there are those blank pages that may get used for the Get Ready With Me Spotify playlist. Again, embrace the blank pages, because at some point you're going to need them for something, whether it's, you know, swatching washi or, you know, wanting to write out a playlist. Embrace them. I did a lasts page, and this is from, let me write it in here because I know exactly who it's from. This is from @Natasha. Is it Natasha in your phone? On your phone? Let me go find her profile right now, because I know the name. It's Natasha in your phone. That is where I got the last idea from. I thought I wrote it somewhere on here, but I did not. All right, there we go. So she shares like current lists and last lists in her journal. I need to go back here and do this journaling prompt right here. I typically won't outline it till I'm done writing, so that's why there's nothing outlined there. But I really like this, and I may just do this once a month at some point. Like the book that I finished, I read Falling Back in Love with Being a Human. Movie watched, it was a day where we happened to have watched the Twilight series. By the way, it is hilarious watching it now versus what, 15-ish years ago. I don't even know when it came out. Last purchase was my backpack for work. Ooh, do I have feelings about that, but that's for another video. Jesse and I are watching Percy Jackson. We also just finished Griselda. Whew, that was a good one. And then dinner main was grilled chicken with pasta salad. And then I started to feel like shit and got sick, and I could not resist printing out this meme where actually, okay, here's what's funny is behind this, I lettered it and it turned out like crap. It was so bad. I had to white it out, grabbed this washi from the Coffee Monsters Co., which is like a medical one, which was, you know, perfect. And yeah, just went with it. Being sick sucks. The end. And I didn't have much to journal because literally I was feeling like death, Luckily, I was able to work from home Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. There we go. More journaling. I finally used my washi from the Coffee Monsters Co. sub box. I am obsessed with this, but I'm like scared to use it all. It is like this really cool stamp washi. So essentially they like tear apart. So it's like a sticker. Like in my eyes, it's like a little sticker, each one that you can tear apart, but also terrified because there's not a whole lot on here. But anyway, still feeling sick, doing more stuff to finalize the sale of our home in Missouri. This is probably my favorite monthly recap ever of all time. And essentially it was because January felt like it was 1,000 days long. So I thought, why not pull out the Titanic meme? It's been 84 years, truly. January felt like it was 95 days long. I said 72, but let's be real, it was 95 days long. Go Wild announced their speakers. If you don't know what Go Wild is, check it out. They are a massive creative conference that I have been able to go to every year since its inception. And I have been a volunteer in various capacities, from swag to now social media, for the past 3 years, I think. Yeah. But they announced the speakers. They shared this really cool story on their Instagram, and I took a screenshot and then printed it out with, you know, my favorite printer, the Canon Ivy. Ugh, love this thing. And then just wrote a little blurb that I was proud of myself for putting myself out there professionally and landing a few job offers and a new job. So super, super excited. One thing that I did add new to the back of my planner is this really cool washi blankets. Where are you hiding? So I wanted a page to put, like, you know, when you tear off the end of washi, or it goes past the page and you want to tear off the excess. I am going to kind of create this little quilt blanket situation. We'll see how much it fills up, because I don't have to tear that much off that often. So I figured one page could be enough for the whole year. And yeah, I encourage you all to do it and then share it and then tag me, because I want to see your blankets. I saw Claire started one as well, and I was like, that is so freaking cool. Again, that's what I love about this community, is like how we share and get inspiration from others and share ideas and all that fun stuff. And I think it's what keeps things being fun and interesting. And yeah, anyway, that is it. That is my January flip through. I hope you guys enjoyed this sort of look back at how January went in my planner and journaling. If you loved today's video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, and if you are already subscribed, make sure you click that notification bell so that you know when my videos are posted here on YouTube. As always, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, everyone.